Welcome. This, I'm hoping, should be a fairly simple and easy lesson. There will be a little bit of review as far as areas of trapezoids, triangles, parallelograms, a few odd shapes, but for the most part, I'm hoping this goes very quick. For instance, area of a square. Well, we know how to find the area, right? It's going to be length times width, and so if it's a square, the top side is the same as the left side, so 10 times 10 is 100. Again, very simple one. And I'm sure we will get to more difficult ones, like a trapezoid. Trapezoid, you probably don't remember quite as well. For a trapezoid, we always got to remember that we want to take the average of the two parallel sides, what we call the bases. So the formula is base 1 plus base 2, and we divide by 2, which is just the average. Just take the average of the two parallel sides. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Times it by the perpendicular height. And that's the most important thing about finding areas is we always want perpendicular height, never slant height. So as we move forward, you're never going to use slant height. It's always perpendicular height. Area of this one is 32. Again, take a second to write that formula down, or just remember, average of the two parallel sides times the perpendicular height. For triangles are just half the base times the height. Now just remember, the base always has to be perpendicular to the height. So the height won't ever be the slant side. And if there's two slant sides, it's got to give you a perpendicular height, a dashed line down, which we'll probably get to in a minute. But just remember, write this down. Area equals 1/2 base times height for triangles. See, now for this one, for instance, we don't have a perpendicular side. So what they've done is they've dropped a side length down. So they always give you a perpendicular distance from the base to the tip or top of the triangle. So the base length from here to here is 8 times the perpendicular height, which is 9. 8 times 9 is 72. Divide that by 2, and we get our 36th area. 1/2 base times perpendicular height. Again, trapezoid, base, average of the bases, 3 plus 7 is 10, half of 10 is 5, 5 times 7 is 35. Now with this one, they give you the area and they have you find a missing side. So it's just kind of working backwards. 40 divided by 5 is 8, because 5 times what number is 40? It's kind of working backwards. Same thing here. We're trying to find the perpendicular height. 81. Oh, and this is a parallelogram, by the way. Parallelograms, the formula is just base times perpendicular height, where the base is one of the two parallel sides. Then you just need a perpendicular distance. So it'd be 9 times s would equal 81, because this is not a trapezoid, it's a parallelogram. So 81 divided by 9 would be 9. A triangle we know how to do. Be careful though when you're asked to find the missing side of a triangle. It's not just 45 divided by 10, because remember, we had to take half of the base times the height. So we actually got to double the 45 to get 90, and then divide 90 by 10 to get 9. 9 times 10 is 90, and half of 90 is 45. So when you're given the area of a triangle, remember to double the area, then divide by the side you know. Again, parallelogram, it's just the length of one of the sides times the perpendicular distance between that side and its opposite side. So 1 times 2 is 2. Again, we know how to do this. Just make sure you always have a calculator with you. Not that you really needed a calculator with this one, because 10 times any number, I move the decimal over 1. Again, what's the area of the square? We've done this one. Again, now you'll probably need the calculator. So using your calculator, you get 216.09. It doesn't say to round anywhere, so don't round if it doesn't ask you to round. Be very careful when you're finding a missing part of a trapezoid. For instance, when I took the area, I actually have to divide by 12, but then I have to double, because remember, it's the average of the two sides. So once I divided the area, 119.4, by 12, I doubled it, and then I minused the 15.3 to find the missing side length of 4.6. Because remember, at some point I have to double because the average is the two bases added together divided by 2. When you're making in the 90s, you get to word problems. I recommend just drawing a little diagram or figure. Base is 12.4. The area is 79.98. And all we're going to do to find the height, again, is I double the area and then I divide by 12.4 to find the height of 12.9. Because remember, area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So you have to double the area, then divide by the one side you know, either the base or the height, to find the other one. And all the others should be word problems. If you have any questions or need help with them, please let me know.